RFD TV presents Gentle Giant with Pam Minnick and Katie Kaufman.
Hello and welcome to this week's show, Fun with Gentle Giants. We've heard from many of you that say we want to see more people riding their draft horses or using them for recreation. So we spent some time with the folks from the Texas Draft Horse and Mule Association who have many casual activities throughout the year.
That's right, Pam. We headed to Groesback, Texas, where all ages had fun riding and driving their drafts at a Playday. Then we enjoyed a sunny afternoon at picturesque Lake Whitney, where horses and wagons of all shapes and sizes provided a leisurely drive. We'll share the fun when Gentle Giants begins.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. We typically show you Clydesdales, Percherons, Belgians, and other drafts hitched to wagons or plows. But we begin today here in Groesback, Texas, with ride-a-draft classes that provide big fun and even bigger smiles.
The association is really a group of individuals that like to promote draft horses, and most of the organization likes to do farming with horses, but there's a number of us that just like to do it for pleasure. So this Play Day is an event for a group of us to have a lot of fun, just to get out here and pretend really like we're kids again, to play with our horses like we did when we were younger, run barrels and do cones and just have some fun.
So this is my first event with the Texas Draft Horse and Mule Association. I was on Facebook and they had posted something about today, and I decided it would be fun. It's about an hour and a half for me to get here from Dallas. I live north of here. And it's just been the most fun. People are so welcoming and so nice. And I also thought it was good for Chevy. He's actually never seen a cart before. And so there's a big wheeled cart here with a big black Percheron mare. And he had a little bit of a moment the first time he saw that cart. And by the time I was done, he actually bit the wheel. He was willing to go right up to it and was okay with it. So particularly as an eventer, the horses have to be very bold. They have to be unafraid of whatever we point them at. And this was a really good experience for him to get some different things in his brain and to see some things that he hasn't seen before.
This is a fun event. I mean, there's no competition. It's an event to help the owners, the drivers, the teamsters, the riders, and it's an opportunity, to put the horses in different types of situations that they wouldn't normally be in. Arena environment like this is a nice arena. There's games and obstacles and stuff that we set up throughout the day, timed events, and it's just really an excellent opportunity for the horse and the rider both to come out here and just have fun. And it's an opportunity for everybody to bring the horses, whether it's a draft horse, any type of discipline or whatever, to come out here and enjoy being around other draft horse owners, other light horse owners, and just enjoy playing games and having a good experience.
I love the play days because most of all, it's a good learning experience for everyone, for horses and riders. You can coach anybody, you can help them. Most of the people here are more than willing to take a hand, whatever you need adjusted or fixed, or asking somebody for support and to help. And that's what Play Day is all about. It's just fun and learning, and it's a great way to become more acquainted with your animal and more skilled in taking care of your animal. One, I have a 13-year-old Percheron gelding whom I have known since he was a late yearling, and I was the one that started him under saddle. And he's my baby. And I just enjoy riding him, and I enjoy getting out and letting people see how much fun you can have with your drafts. It should be fun. You should be enjoying your horse. You should be enjoying the competition of you making your horse do what your judge is asking for. And if he's performing well, by all means, and show the judge that you're happy about it, and yes, I do enjoy it, and I have a ball, and the horse usually responds. I can't say always, but usually does. They're big, they're wonderful, they're so biddable. The Percheron breed, they've been working for humans for hundreds and hundreds of years, so they're very biddable. They'll do anything you ask, usually with a smile on their face. Say, oh, okay, fine, that's wonderful. And that's usually the attitude when I get on them for the first time. You get up there and, okay, human's not on the ground, human's on my back. Okay, let's go. You know, it's not an issue. They're very, very biddable, easy to work with, easy to teach.
The drafts are very versatile, and many of us grew up riding horses when we were kids, or we had our grandparents farming with horses. So this is an opportunity to do both. In mine and Doug's case, I like to ride, he likes to drive, so it works out good for a husband and wife to share the same interest or the same horses, but we can kind of do our own thing with it.
Chevy's 12 years old. He's actually registered with the American Warm Blood Society. He's 3/4 Percheron and 1/4 Thoroughbred. We're not sure where the Thoroughbred is hiding. He's very drafty. I bought him as a very Greenbroke 4-year-old, and he's just turned 12. And so I've had him for 8 years. He's just a funny guy. He's my good friend. And you know, we do a little bit of everything. I think it keeps life interesting and keeps their brains working and keeps him from getting bored, keeps me from getting bored. I'm a 3-day eventer, which is one of the Olympic equestrian sports. I've been eventing this is our 5th season. We event at a national level. We spend part of the winter in Florida, and I event down there. I've also competed in Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma with him. I also fox hunt with him, which is really interesting, and I'm here today for the Playday, just to have some fun. 3-day eventing is an equestrian triathlon. The first day is dressage, the second day is cross country, and the third day is stadium. All 3 of those events come out of old cavalry traditions, where your horses need to be balanced, brave, bold, accurate, fast. It all comes out of these old military traditions. And believe it or not, there are actually a lot of draft crosses in eventing. It's really interesting when I have other people ride him. You know, they expect something that's very, very heavy on your leg, very heavy on your hands. And to a man, everyone that has ever ridden my horse, the first thing they said was, he's so light. You know, they really are very light to the aids. They collect up beautifully. They just can be very light and pleasant. My trainer actually calls my horse the big gray sofa. He's so pleasant to ride. So, you know, I think they just really are much different than what a lot of people expect. Well, it was really fun. We did the walk-trot class. What I thought was really funny about these classes too was you were disqualified for cantering. So we did the barrel class, and then we did the serpentine through cones, which we won. We're very happy about that. We have a little blue ribbon to take home. And you know, it's always just good to get them out into different circumstances. He's never been to this arena. He's never seen any of these horses. He's not familiar with either mules or with donkeys. You know, and some horses are a little suspicious of mules and donkeys too, and he was absolutely fine with that. And now he's had some experience with carts, so it's been a successful day.
This is by far the most fun event we have during the year. I really enjoy working with Doug and Debbie. This is kind of a laid-back event that we all really enjoy.
Youngsters will take the lines of these big drafts when Gentle Giants returns.
Welcome back. Draft horse associations and owners are always quick to mention how important it is to keep the love of driving horses alive for future generations and to promote classes for youth. Here in Texas, there is a strong interest.
I am here with my horse, Samson. Samson is a Clydesdale, and he is very laid back and will not go by himself. He likes to follow something. I like that the Clydesdale is so big, and I love his little feathers. I take the leads, and I go left for, I say ha for left, and then G for right, and I just go. I feel like I'm driving something, and I have control of the horse no matter what he does or she does. Well, I just got first place in driving my Clydesdale on the wagon, and I feel really proud. I was trying to get him to go left, and he didn't want to go left because it was hurting his neck. And the guy after told me that instead of hitting the whip, hitting the reins and trying to make him to run, use the whip, because it's going up to his bit and hitting the bit and making it move. I would go to Playdays for all the kids out there watching this because they're fun and you get to watch all the little cool horses do their thing.
My niece Fallon Wilkins accompanied us to the Draft Horse Show, and when we saw youth having so much fun, Doug Halford suggested she learn to drive. Fallon enjoys riding her quarter horse Hot Dog, but she's never taken the lines in a cart. Doug asked Louis Gidrow to give Fallon some driving tips with his trusty Halflinger.
Fallon, this is one of our members. This is Mr. Louis Gidrow. This is Fallon. Yeah, she's all the way from Idaho. She's going to come on board and give you a little quick lesson on driving, if you don't mind.
All right, you going to give me a lesson?
I don't know how to do this.
You don't? Well, let's learn. How about if we take a short trip around here, then we'll come back and sit, give you some idea of what's going on, give you the feel of it, and then we'll come back and sit here and any questions, and we'll go from there and let you drive. How's that? All right?
Awesome.
All right. All right, step up. All right. So when you start driving, you want to make sure you try to drive straight. And have your reins, you got to make sure you get your good hands on some reins because you don't want to drop them. You drop them and she's going to take off. So you always want to make sure. And if something happens, you're losing them, make her stop, whoop, whoop, and just grab them hands real good. You got a foot brake. Sometimes you put that foot brake, she wants to pull forward because that's what they're made for. They're made to pulling. So when something gets hard, like they pulling a plow, when that plow gets in the ground and it starts digging, that makes these horses think, oh man, I got to pull. So then they start pulling more and more. So on this type of cart with the bars like this, you can't turn them real short, so you got to kind of give them a little bit at a time because the bars are in their way. So but they'll turn just like you need them to turn, just like this. But you just can't be yanking them, and you can't go over your head that way over there. Everything's right there in front of you. And like I said, you got to lead, and sometimes if you get the bar back and your hand slips, just grab them, and, grab your lanes and go this way. Get a little bit closer to where you get a better grip. And then start back up. Come on. Step up. Get you straightened out here. All right. Okay. You grab them reins. I'm gonna hold the back ends to make sure you don't lose them. So when somebody grabs you, go ahead and just give you some reins. Make sure you hold them. And say, okay, I got them, and they can let go. Okay? Follow that little cart. Come on. Give them a kiss, and then you turn. You pull to the right. It's okay. There you go. Time to go. So what you do when you pull in more on this arm, you gotta pull this one, kind of like this. Right. Keep going that way, which way you want them to go. Keep going.
Just go in circles.
Keep going. Okay, so you turn them in circles. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Doing good. A little bit your feet straight. Just follow that horse, sit wagging it. Kind of get to the right. A little bit to the right. And usually when you go to the left, it'll be a halt, go to G.
Doug took me over and introduced me to Louis, and I drove a cart for the first time, and it was an awesome experience. That was really, really fun. When it started calming down, he told him just to pull back and get it all straightened out. It was really fun because it was a learning experience. He told me that you have to make sure that you grab the reins and make sure the other person's hands are right there too, so that way when you're exchanging the reins, you don't drop it, and because if it drops, your horse will take off and it will not be pretty. I would very much do it again. That was an awesome experience. I would love to do that again. That was really fun.
And usually when the person driving is the person that talks to her. So like, I'm driving and you were kind of, oh, why'd that car stopping? You gotta watch in front of you. You don't want to run over nobody. All right, give it a little slack.
When Gentle Giants returns, we're headed to the shores of Lake Whitney. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Gentle Giants. Whether you have draft horses for competition or leisure, one thing is for sure, they give owners hours of pleasure. We tagged along on a trail ride around Lake Whitney. No judges, no blue ribbons, just fun.
Today is our annual draft horse trail ride. We have it up here at Lake Whitney. Beautiful trails out here, lots of wide open country. This is a Belgian team that I have, and I've had them for a pretty good while. I use them whenever I can. This is good for the trail ride because they got some deep sand here, and that helps them, makes them work a little bit, and they have a good time. Hercules and Big Ben, and they're about 15 years old, both of them. And I use them for plowing and planting and harvesting a little hay and doing some other things with them.
Lake Whitney is a place that we come and do a trail ride every year. It's one of our annual events with the Texas Draft Horse and Mule Association. A group of us will come and meet on Friday and go to town and have dinner, and then we do a trail ride Saturday morning, usually 9 to 12, have a big potluck lunch, and then do a ride in the afternoon. Very few of us that show. We like to do play days and trail rides and plowing demonstrations. I know you've been to our field event in Huntsville, and you went to one of our annual shows, which is really like a play day compared to the other shows in the other states. But we have fun with it. It's a way for us to enjoy our animals without the big outlay of money. Obviously, we don't have hitch horses, but we have fun competing and helping one another and just enjoying riding and driving our horses.
Today we're doing a trail ride up here at Lake Whitney, which is basically, I think, the conservation pool here at Lake Whitney, and it's all sand, and it's a lot of fun riding off cross country. That little team of Fjords we bought a couple of years ago, and they are really some of the finest horses I've ever owned. And those little guys walked right past a lot of good mule teams going up the mountains. They are tough. I'm going to say they are really tough.
He was pulling that little buggy today with the narrow wheels in that sand, and those Fjords never slowed down. They just kept going, and they really put on a show.
It's Tom and Jerry, and they're just more like big old sweet dogs than anything else. I've never had them offer to kick or anything like that. I mean, they're really gentle, and they're known for that. The Fjord's personality and disposition is really great. Everybody's helping each other with their harnessing and hooking up, and if you want to learn to drive, this is the organization to come and let them help you and show you the safe way to do it.
Well, the new members get to see us, you know, and what we do, and we just try to get together and have fun. You saw the big meal we had at lunch. Everybody brings a potluck, and we have a good time at it, and everybody gets to visit. We have a break in between the morning ride and the afternoon ride, and you can visit, go take a nap, whatever you want to do, and then we'll head out about 3 o'clock for a couple hours, and then we'll come back for supper.
We want to thank all of you for watching Gentle Giants this time. It was fun to see everyone truly enjoying their drafts.
And a different side of it, not the fancy harnesses, not the big hitches. A big thank you to Doug and Debbie Halford. What dedication they have, and all the members of the Texas Draft Horse and Mule Association. They love sharing information and sharing fun with their draft horses. Join us right here next week on Gentle Giants.
And in the meantime, you can always check us out on Facebook.
Bye now.